I have a pioneer heritage, but I don't know that much about it. I know they struggled a lot coming across the plains. I know they suffered persecution. I know it was really hard, and some of them even died. They didn't have things like cars or running water or iPhones. Without iPhones, I don't know how they did anything. I mean, seriously, how? My parents and church leaders remind me how important it is that we understand what the early pioneers went through. They tell me that my connection to them has helped shape me into who I am today. I get what they're saying. The pioneers lived so long ago, and the world was so different then. I mean, technically they're my family, but can their experiences over 100 years ago really matter that much to me today? I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I like hiking and I like being in the outdoors, and I had a lot of friends who were going with me, so it sounded like it'd be fun. Most everyone had a good attitude, and it was kind of cool to be dressed up like the old days. Besides, the boys looked so cute and earnest in their pioneer clothes. Three days of pushing a handcart was a lot harder than I thought it would be. It was hot and dusty with not much shade. Once we loaded up our handcarts, we just took off across a gigantic field. There was no trail. We had to make our own.
Oh, we were talking about how we're going to get through this area because we got a big tree right here and the water's pretty mucky, so you can't push anything through. So we decided we're going to go up around instead of go through.
The grass and weeds were super tall and did a great job of hiding huge rocks and really uneven terrain. And that's nothing compared to the hills we had to endure. Even with my entire family pushing the cart, it took everything we had just to get the cart to the top sometimes.
It was the biggest hill that we've come across so far, and everybody joined in and started pulling all the carts up, and something special. Everyone helped each other out.
If you want to understand a man, you should walk a mile in his shoes, right? Or in our case, 23 miles of up and down, over and around, pushing and pulling and falling and scraping as we trekked for 3 days with handcarts, just like the early pioneers. The summer sun was hot, and we took with us just the bare necessities in an effort to remember and appreciate our heritage. The carts turned out to be a handful themselves. We were constantly repacking and repairing them. They seemed more unsure about this journey than we were. If the cart wasn't evenly packed, it made things way worse. We did this for 2.5 days. The pioneers pulled them for months. They must have been so sick of those carts by the time they reached Utah.
So we're like less than a mile in, and our handcart is totally unbalanced and we can't push it at all. So we're just reorganizing right now so we can have an easier time.
I'd heard about the woman's pole. This was the part where the boys grabbed their bags and disappeared over the hill because they were being called to the Mormon battalion. Many pioneer women were left themselves on their trek west for many reasons: sickness, death, apostasy, as well as enlistment. Their faith and resolve to finish their journey is amazing to me. Once the boys left us there with the carts, the real trial began. I looked up the hill we need to summit, and it was daunting. I felt a little nervous, but I was encouraged by the other girls. We knew this was coming, and we knew that we could do it. With a prayer in our hearts and determination in our steps, we began.
Not be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou Lord bides the heart by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence my life.
It was harder than I could have imagined, but not one of us gave up. One at a time, we pushed those cars to the top of the hill. With sweat pouring down our faces, we pushed ahead. And as we arrived at the top, the boys were there cheering us on.
Be thou ever with me, and I with thee, Lord. Be thou my dear Father.
Once each car reached the top, we would turn around and run back down the hill to help with the next one. No one rested until every single cart reached the top.
And I with thee will preserve me midst all of my foes. Thy love as a fortress that none can o'erthrow. Oh, be thou my guardian, my shield and my stay. Protect and defend me through all of my days.
It was so rewarding to be a part of this experience. I could never have done this alone. And the best part is that I didn't have to. We all did it together, as a team. The pioneers tell stories of angels pushing their carts when they were too exhausted to do it themselves. I don't know if there were angels helping us on our trek, but I know with Heavenly Father's help, and the help of my family and those around me, I can do great and impossible things. I realize now how strong I actually am. With the companionship of the Lord, anything's possible.
My heaven.
Soon, we came to a spot on the trail where we had to get the handcarts down a really steep rock cliff. We were given some ropes and we were told about the pioneers at a place called Hole in the Rock, where there were multiple obstacles they had to overcome. At first, the task seemed impossible.
When we tie it around the axle, let's thread it between the area between the cart and the handle, so that way it doesn't flip over, it just bounces off the rope.
And we all started brainstorming about ways we could make it happen. Slowly, we started to form an idea of how to do it. And with amazing cooperation and unity, we began executing our plan.
You got like 12 of these things to do, so.
Yep, pace yourself.
When we finally got the first cart down the cliff, it was so cool. Everybody cheered.
Get it?
By the time the last cart was safely lowered to the ground, I realized that doing a job right or doing the right thing is not always the easiest choice, but it is always the most rewarding choice. At Hole in the Rock, we worked together. We made changes to improve. And most of all, we did our best, and we were able to achieve the impossible. On our trek, just like in life, we were often thrown curveballs we were not prepared for. We were never very sure what was around the next corner.
There is a tree in the road, and we are trying to cut it down with axes and move parts of it out of the way so that we can get the base trunk out of the way.
Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to
few short days, we learned how to work together as a great team. We learned each other's strengths and weaknesses, and were able to lift one another up. The pioneers crossing the plains had only each other and God, and they were able to achieve the impossible, pulling handcarts across mountain ranges and through rivers until they reached Zion. The obstacles they faced must have seemed endless, but they pushed through, and now I know I can too.
Let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good rolling down.
Studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Oh, mothers, let's go down. Come on down, don't you wanna go down? Come on, mothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear a robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down, down in the river to pray. Oh, children, let's go down, come on, children, let's go down, down in the river to pray.
I didn't anticipate Trek impacting me the way it did. This experience wasn't so much about dressing up like pioneers and pulling handcarts, as it was about understanding my place in God's plan and recognizing my own amazing potential. The hardships the pioneers faced were terrible, and their faith is inspiring. They did what they had to do in the face of overwhelming adversity. And though they did not come out of it unscathed, they did leave a legacy for me to honor and appreciate. I am a part of something so much greater. I am a child of God and have been given an amazing opportunity to live on the earth during this very challenging and rewarding time. I know now that I have angels on my side. Perhaps the very angels who pushed the handcart to the pioneers are now pushing me to be my best self, to face my trials and not shrink away, to take the path that is right instead of the one with the least amount of obstacles. I have more power than I ever thought possible, and now it is my time to rise up, grab life's handcart, and push it with all my might. That's all a loving Heavenly Father asks of us. This was hard, really hard, but it was more fun than it was hard. I know now that I'm not alone. My family, past and present, is cheering me on.
On the Zion! On the Zion! On the Zion!